I'm Carmen Gutierrez-Bolger, and I work here in the Casket Arts Building in Studio 200 in Northeast Minneapolis. I love working in an artist studio building. The energy that is here, the community, the numerous disciplines, from jewelers to writers to obviously painters. I'm a Spanglish artist. I was born in Havana, Cuba. At the age of 5, my family immigrated to the United States, and so I grew up in southern Florida. As an immigrant family of 7 with very little money, one of the things we used to do for fun was to use art, and we would sit around, all of us, and draw. Music and art has been a connection between generations and a way for me to have a touchstone to my culture. My work is an exploration of the immigrant experience and what I went through trying to find my sense of self, my identity, a way of pairing my Latina self with my Midwestern sensibilities and the difficulties around what it was like to assimilate early on, learn the English language, and figure out how to fit in. And some of my earliest collages had to do with using paint as an overlay of a way to have texture using family documents, photographs, images that were both Cuban but also personal images. In some ways, I was hiding my story behind the paint. Most recently, I decided to turn back to the coastline, to ocean, to water, to the idea that water is space and time and memory. I wanted to convey the idea that maybe there's many planes of existence. And the way I did that was through the use of netting and through the idea of geometries and color planes. This kind of staccato introspection and inspection of self and of past, it led me to think of this as creating kind of a skeletal basis for the paint and a way of turning my work into a more universal and maybe less about my specific story and more about feeling. I found that it was more joyful, that the bright colors and the glazes were something that I think would be a little bit easier for people to relate to or to have a connection with. How can we connect to our authentic selves and still make room for others? One of the most important things that I look at when I'm making art is my connection to the work, but also wanting others to connect to it very much in their own space, in their own way. I hope that you come back and visit me in my studio often when we have open studios, because I'm always exploring and looking at working in new ways and with new materials.